Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. We're going to be going through these audios today, y'all. Welcome in. It's an exciting day here on the YouTube streets for a lot of people. We had Bullhorn Betty get basically her ass handed to her this morning. Welcome in, folks. Carry on my wayward son. So I don't think Bullhorn Betty's having a good day at all. So from what I gathered from her court hearing this morning, she didn't show up. Someone was there recording. They got detained. Their phone was looked at. We don't know the outcome of that. However, Sebastian and Faith are covered by these protection orders that were granted. She went live and said, I have an attorney handling this, but she is still listed as pro se on the paperwork. So there's no attorney for this, I don't think. I think the attorney is going to be for a civil suit. She thinks she's going to bring on Katie and Chris. Stupid, I know, but hey, who are we dealing with here? We're dealing with Bullhorn, bullshit, bedboard Betty, right? So this does set a precedence, but I've never seen anyone in any other case threaten to put a pew-pew in her bra and carry it around and have it at her leisure. And that was what the judge said was his consideration in granting those orders. was the pew pew. It was the pew pew. And I feel so stupid saying that. It was the GUN. Like, are we in kindergarten? Well, hello there. Hello there. I've had a rough morning as well. I've been trying to keep up with that stuff. My internet's been in and out. We're having horrible storms. The damn thunder was shaking my house. It's still thundering, y'all. So I'm hoping we can get through this. My freaking wall is leaking and my window's leaking. I'm just not having a good day. But I'm here and I am having a good day because I'm with you guys. So what we're going to listen to right meow is Chris Sterns. That is Stephan Sterns' dad. Oh, yes, and she has to pay all costs. Thank you. The best part about it was that the kids are included, and that is wonderful. That is wonderful. She cannot even, I don't think she can even say the minor children's names. She has to pay all their costs. I mean, I'm sure they had to miss work to handle this nonsense. So I did release these videos, but I'm probably going to be pausing here and there to kind of either, fill in some puzzle pieces from what we know from court documents and things like that I can add to the story. So we're going to go ahead and play this now. Thanks for being here. Hi, Melissa. Hey, Joe. Hey, Sarah. One-Eyed Flo. Thanks for being here to moderate. And Kels, thanks for being here. Jess N. Jammer says justice for Maddie. I forgot I can pin your comments today. You're feeling better, Flo. That's awesome. All right, let's get into Christopher Sterns. They live in Northport, Florida. And there's 2 different interviews in here, and I've just put them all together. This is all Christopher Sterns. Lee Sterns. His middle name's Lee, too. Yikes.
This big-ass tower out
and captions.
And there were people working on it.
Oh.
They didn't send me to it because
I got to tell you right off the bat. Chris Sterns, way back in his heyday, used to be a cop. He used to be a cop. So keep that in mind, like way back. He used to be a cop. Then he started working for Campbell's Soup or some shit. But he had a friend that worked for Stouffer's. You're going to have like a taste for Stouffer's, French bread pizzas, and all that. But also keep in mind that Stephan Sterns, we know from court documents, this is what bothers me the most. I know, I just can't get past it. The effing sex torso. Hi, Kendo. The effing sex torso. I don't feel like he's making excuses, Jason. I feel like he's fed up with the motherfucker. He's like, I just wanted him to get out of the house. I wanted him to get a fucking job. No, Stephan had a full-ass human-size sex torso stored at his mother's. Now, I don't know if he had it at Jenn's, but it was stored in his bedroom at his parents'. A freaking sex torso. I mean, I heard that and I was like, what the hell is a sex torso? Thank you so much, Vicky. Vicky coming in hot. Just like a fajita. Coming in hot with our first super chat of the day. Thank you so much. And I want to give a shout out to the docket who allows me to chip in on these awesome documents, body cams, audios. If you're not subscribed to the docket on YouTube, his name is Eric. Go over there and give him a sub and let him know that, you came from J for J and you appreciate all that he does for the true crime community here, because he's awesome. He puts in the hard work. He allows me to chip in and get the originals for y'all. It's great. It's great. Because then we don't have to worry about, using other people's things and stuff like that. So we get the full audio. We can do what we want with it. Back to the S torso. Hey, Zawaki. Back to the S torso, right? I was like, what is this? I Googled it so you don't have to. I don't suggest Googling that. Just let me know. It's like a full ass human from the waist up. That's really all I can say. So my question is, as you listen to this, wonder, and wait, you're going to hear a spot where Chris Sterns says, could Stephan have, the cops ask him, could he have something stored in his room or something? And Chris is like, no, because his mother's been going through his room. He lives in a fucking pigsty. So I'm like, oh dear God, did Mrs. Sterns find this ass torso? And if so, what did she say? What did she do? Because it's really shocking, because Chris Sterns also tells us that the night that when Maddie was missing, he turned to his wife and he said, do we really know Stephan? And she got a little defensive, he says. And he says, do we really know Stephan? So his dad felt something was up. So keep all that in mind. Like, did they find the S torso? Like, where was it stored? How did he get it in the house? Like, does it come shrink wrapped like the mattresses do now? Like memory foam? Like, what the hell? How do you get that in the door? Like, oh, this is just my friend, Miss Torso. It's so weird. I know, Cricket. I can't get past it. Weird shit like that, like, really creeps me out, and it, like, sticks with me. Undead ramen. When a guy wants a full-on S doll, but is too cheap to buy one, they get a torso. So just keep all that in mind. This is all going on, ironically, in Northport, Florida. Right? That's where his parents live. Northport is a ways away from Orlando, a couple hours south. But ironically, Northport is also where Chris and Roberta Laundrie live. So anyways, he's going to tell us that he was a cop. Then he went to work for Campbell's. Good. And then he got into realty. And he's going to tell you why. Madame Torso. Yeah, my damn torso. Can you imagine finding that in your kid's room? Oh, it's just a mannequin. Oh, sorry guys, it looked like a torso from over here. Oh shit. Okay, here we go, guys. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Let's listen to Stephan Sterns' dad.
Station someplace else, but I heard that guys were walking through the field. Oh, here's a utility bill. Pull it up and there's a body.
Yeah.
Hey, Shell.
That's smash that person into the ground.
Oh, wow.
And that was a big
That's
event.
terrible.
Back then we had stainless steel revolvers.
Yeah.
And I was telling the other guy I was driving at one time I had a Pala that the siren button was a button on the floor, left side.
Yeah.
No air conditioning.
Where?
You know,
Wait.
No air conditioning in Central Florida?
Yeah. And I pulled it.
Okay, so this dude, and I kind of feel bad for him because he grew up in Winter Park, Florida, which is in Polk County, Florida, not far from Orlando. He grew up here and then he moved away or whatever, but he was a small town. It sounds like he was like a Barney Fife back in the day. Does it need to be louder? That's what I'm saying. Are they in denial that he had this S torso? It's really low? Oh, wow. Okay, it's super loud in my headphones. I'll turn it up. But yeah, he grew up here. So you know that the news, since he grew up in Winter Park, that all these people that knew him, that went to school with him, maybe even people that bought homes off him in Florida. Yeah, I'll turn it up a bit. No problem. But all these people are probably seeing his son on the news, and that's got to be absolutely humiliating. I can't imagine any excuses. I don't know.
The guy over, and I clocked him, and it was just above Brewer Hill on Aloma. And he said, I think you were doing 70. And he said, no, this car won't do it 70. I said, this car does 70, and it was clocking you at 70. Gave him the ticket.
How long did you do?
I was in a couple of years, and then I just felt like I wanted to get into sales. There was a guy that lived in an apartment complex I lived at that worked for Stouffer Foods, and so here's the life. You know, he's on the phone, he's making hotel reservations, he's making golf reservations, he's making dinner reservations. He had a company car, and I said, I want a job like that. So I went to Atlanta and ended up getting a job with Campbell Soup, and I was in the food business for 20 years.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, very nice.
So obviously this is a huge deal, right?
Obviously, it's changed from where it was at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. So throughout our investigation, we came up with, obviously you live down in Northport?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm just going to shoot you straight out of respect for you and everything else.
Appreciate it.
There's a storage unit down there.
Yeah, I have a storage unit.
You have a storage unit. Is that your son's storage unit,
No,
or is
it's
that
mine.
your storage unit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does he have access to it?
No, I have the keys.
Okay. Were you aware that, did your son come visit you on Monday morning?
This Monday?
Yeah.
No,
the
he
day
left
she
Sunday.
disappeared. Okay.
He left Sunday.
Okay, so let me explain what's going on here. So Sunday was Maddie's birthday party, right? So he was at his mom and dad's until Sunday. And then the cops are like, wait a minute. We have good reason to believe that he was in Northport last night. Was in Northport last night. And he's like, no. Well, then he's going to say the poodles went crazy. The poodles went crazy at about 3:16 a.m. after Maddie disappeared the first night.
No, go ahead, Evan. Yeah.
So, what time did you get here last night?
3 a.m.
3 a.m. When you got here, where did you meet your son and Jennifer?
We apparently pulled up at the same time at the hotel.
Perfect. Okay. When you guys got there, what did you guys end up doing?
We checked into the rooms. They had 239. I had 203. Opposite ends of the building. I brought my stuff up, went over and said goodnight, and then hit the sack.
After you guys went to your separate ways, when's the next time you talked to Stephan?
I got up at 6:30, 3 hours sleep, and went to the office because I figured he would be sleeping in, crashed and burned, and
Oh my God. I can't. See, this makes me sick. Okay, first of all, remember we knew that someone drove Jenn's car. Remember they had two cars? They had the Nissan Sivan. Thank you. Stephanie, welcome. Welcome to the Clicker Club. Remember we had someone driving Stephan's car, or I mean Jenn's car, the white Nissan, and then we had also the Lincoln. Well, what I think happened based on all of this was that in the middle of the night, because Jenn's going to tell us in her audio that she knew that Stephan was going cruising around that night to look for Maddie. And then she said that when she got in her car, the seat was back, and she asked him if he drove her car, and I guess he said yes. I don't know if he said yes or no. But also there was a scent from the dog picked up on Jenn's car. There was no scent of Maddie on Stephan's car or in Stephan's car, but they did pick up a scent on the white Nissan. So we get more of these details that are coming in, via these interviews. It's interesting to see the puzzles go together.
And didn't speak to Jenn until 10:45-ish. And she called and asked if Stephan was with me. And I said, no. Why? Well, he's not here.
So she woke up at 10:45 and said, is Stephan with you? What? Now remember, the poodles go nuts at 3:19 a.m. This is like 10:45 the next morning. And remember, we had Stephan and his dad coming and going from that hotel that morning and then arriving back at the same time. What were they doing?
Oh, we'll go down to the lobby and see if he's down there. How long has he been gone? 25 minutes. Okay. I said, go check the lobby. And then I started to think about it, called her back, and I said, do you have the keys? No, I don't have the keys. So then she said, well, they just called and they're going to be out here within the hour. I said, oh, shit. So I drove out there. So it's probably out to the hotel because I was at my office.
Oh, okay.
Over off of Westwood. And I just grabbed my stuff and said, I'm going to go out there in case you guys showed up. I wanted to be there. So he hadn't showed up by the time I got there, and about 30 minutes later, he finally showed up, and I read him the fucking riot act.
Did he tell you where he was?
Well, he had an energy drink in his hand. He said he got lost, in the back roads. Hell, I got lost, and I had a GPS. And I said, no, this isn't the right exit. I had to do a U-turn.
No, motherfucker, you used to be a cop. You know exactly what's going on here. You know that Jenn Soto's daughter is missing. You know she can't be found. You know that Stephan just loves that little girl. What the fuck are you talking about? This part pissed me off.
Always get messed up over there.
Okay, so like my partner said, we're not here to waste your time. You've been in this line of work before. Did he tell you he was in Northport today? I'm assuming he did it based on your reaction.
See that? See that? No, this guy's freaking sus as hell. And I'm just going to say it. The apple don't fall far from the tree with these people, okay? He can say all day long that this kid got run over and he's got brain damage. Prove it. Get brain scans like Wade Wilson's going to get. Prove the motherfucker has brain damage from some Toyota backing him over after he said hi to him. I think that's this motherfucker's excuse. Stephan Sterns slept in their bed, y'all. Slept in their bed. Ugh.
We're not here to waste your time. You've been in this line of work before. Did he tell you he was in Northport today? I'm assuming he did it based on your reaction.
See? Did he tell you he was in Northport today? Crickets. And the cop's like, I'm assuming he did based on your reaction.
So, you need to take a seat? Or?
No,
Okay.
he was in Northport.
Yes. What's the exit you take to get off at your house?
All right. 179.
Okay. Do you know the street?
Toledo Way.
Okay. So
I agree.
We have more than enough reason to believe that Stephan was in Northport today.
See that? We have more than enough reason to believe that Stephan was in Northport today. And then the dude's like, oh, wait, the poodles did go nuts. I don't trust any of these motherfuckers either. They're weird. They're weird with their dogs. They're weird about their son.
Bing bang.
I can't take it.
The exit that you take to get to your house. Our concern is we're conducting a missing person investigation.
Yes.
Given the proximity of that exit to your home.
That is so
what we're
rude to
trying
rev
find
your
out is if she's
engine.
just hanging out in your house, you just wanted to get her somewhere safe. We want to put eyes on her, make sure she's okay.
She's not at our house because my wife. Well, here's something strange.
Is anybody at your house now?
Here we go.
Hang on a second. We raise standard poodles.
He's
Say
like,
it again?
what?
You raise
We
what?
raise standard poodles.
Oh, okay.
Poodle. And they all-
Oh, okay. That's legit.
except they went on full fucking alert. House, yes, throughout this period of time.
At what time do you think
That's
that
what
was?
I thought.
Okay.
What time did the dogs go full alert last night?
I'll grab your water.
Okay, fine, thanks. 319.
3:19 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys have like ring cameras, any kind of security cameras on the property?
So we locked the door, and I don't. And the door has a keypad, but when I left last night, it wasn't flashing, and that keypad, the battery's been in that thing for 4 years. So I called last night and I said, hey, that keypad doesn't seem to be working. It's not working right. So if you go out the garage, or you need to come back into the garage with the remote control. But she said the dogs went full alert at 3:19. We were at the hotel at 3 o'clock, so there's no way he could have been in Northport.
How big is your property down there?
Quarter acre.
Okay. So we've been in communication with some law enforcement down there trying to work in some leads. Would it be all right if we send someone to go talk to your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll coordinate that. So she's home now.
Night?
Yeah, so we're working the missing person investigation currently, like so.
Well, let me give her a heads up because she'll need. It's going to be noisy.
No. You don't give heads ups. Like, what is that all about? Heads up? When Stephan's living there? All his shit is there? Why does she need a head up?
We got 5 standard poodles.
How is your property out there? Is it like a neighborhood? Do you guys have...
No, it's on standard lines.
Okay.
Standard laws.
Yeah.
So no
Is it
woods
gated?
or-
What?
Is it gated?
No, it's on standard lines. It's just, no.
Yeah.
Our backyard's gated.
The backyard's fenced?
They're going to come over and want to search a house for, apparently, can I tell them?
Yeah.
Apparently, Stephan made a trip down to Northport last night. Or this morning, I should say. I have no idea.
You can hear his mom.
But there's a storage unit, but he wouldn't have access to the keys to the storage unit because I have the only key to it. And that would have been locked in my car, and he would have had to come in my room, which he didn't have a key to get into.
Okay, hold on.
He doesn't have a key.
Okay, do you notice that? He would have had to come in my room if he wanted the key to the storage unit. Did you hear that, y'all? My room. They have separate rooms. And I know people nowadays are going to be like, oh, that's just the thing. You know, Cameron Diaz wants to normalize separate rooms. I don't care if people have separate rooms. I'm just saying, I'm just making an observation.
He took Jen's key. Storage room. It's in my console.
Can she check and make sure the key's there?
What? Well, is the key in the basket? We'll go look at the key in the basket.
Get off your ass and go look,
Key
lady.
in the console is at this car that you're driving now?
Hang on a second. What?
You said the key in the console is at this
My car? Yeah, it's only one key.
This car out here?
Yeah. Do I need to go look?
Yeah, let's go see if it's in there.
Yes, so she can look for the key at the house. We can look for the key in the car.
We were wondering if he had a hospital.
Okay, so the basket is actually in Northport at the house. The dad is in Orlando with the police. They got a hotel in Orlando, and that's where Stephan, Jenn, and Chris stayed because they couldn't be in the apartment because it was being, forensically processed.
We use that to transfer and they puke and they bleed in the back seat or whatever procedure they have. So that's the Bill sailor. Watch out, sailor.
Oh, there's a poodle with you.
No, it's a.
Oh, no, that's like a...
It's my sister's dog. Yeah, right there.
And that's the only key you
That's the
have
only
to
key.
the storage unit?
Yeah. There's supposed to be 2 keys, but I haven't seen that key.
Is his name on the storage unit at all?
No, it's mine.
Like he can't show up and say, hey, I lost my key. Can you
No.
give me access to...
No.
In theory, right? Here's your waters.
Oh, thanks.
So other than the storage unit in your house, could you see any reason for Stephan to go down to where you live?
No.
Does he have friends down there? Other family members?
No other family members. He's got some friends or acquaintances that he plays whatever war games or stuff.
Like computer games or?
No, it's a board game.
He plays like card games and action figures.
I can't.
He's painted all these caricatures and what have you. He's gotten, some awards or recognition
Awards?
for the work that he's done with these characters. But what time did you catch
What
him?
kind of awards did he get? Did he go to the local little gaming place? Was he the creeper, old ass man in the gaming, sitting at the little card tables with all the kiddos, taking the championship? Fucking A, I can't.
on the camera down there?
He knows exactly what it is. He's on the phone, so I don't want to misspeak. but it was clearly when you were unaware that he was down.
So I went to bed.
How long did it take you to get from Orlando to there?
Well, with no traffic out last night, 2.5 hours.
Okay.
But if you're dealing with traffic early this morning, you're going to be looking at close to 3.
Yeah.
Because the traffic on I-4 getting out of here, and then you catch up to 75, and then you catch up to Bradenton. And
What ways can you go?
you can go through the center of the state.
Is that the turnpike?
No, the center of the state would be where the technical college is on I-4.
Okay.
You hit there, and then you go down like 27 or 17 or something. But you go down the center of the state and avoid all that bullshit.
27 to what?
I'd have to look it up on
70
the
or
app because
something?
I don't pay attention. I just follow the GPS.
Okay.
You know, but you're going down really the middle of the state, and you dump out at Arcadia.
God,
And
these
then you
cars.
head towards 75, Kings Highway, and then you go up north to Toledo.
Okay. It's like speaking German when you're not
Right. Hey, listen, I grew up here.
Yeah.
You know, went to Winter Park High. And
What brings you down to Northport?
Well, we build homes in 6 cities. I'm the broker for the company.
Okay.
We started in Poinciana and no habla español. So I was actually going to go to Palm Coast, and then I went over to look at some homes that we were building in Northport and said, oh, this is beautiful. I love it. It's rural.
Yeah.
And I said, and I expected it to mirror our experience in Palm Coast, but we had a bit of a rocky start. Right now I got 100 homes that are going to be completed, and the market's changed, and I'd love to be able to sell them right away. But I went down there because I thought it was a better area. The whole Southwest.
That must be the big project that he talked about in the emails with Stephan. He said, oh, I've got a big project, but I can't talk about it. Right. He's Google Maps, and then he's lost with GPS, without GPS. I know. It's weird. Yeah, but it's just all of it together, Siobhan. It's like all of it together. Having an S-torso, playing these weird childish games, you know, just his mentality. It gives you an idea of mentally where Stephan Sterns is, you know, as far as maturity level. And it's just really bizarre, in my opinion.
West is a great area.
It's a booming area.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, Northport was rated the second fastest growing city last year.
Just got to get these Yankees to come down and buy some
Hey
homes.
now,
Everything's
hey
fucking
now.
homes.
Yankees.
They love
Easy.
those 2 and 3% interest rates, which will
Easy.
never go away.
No.
You know, and they'll never repeat.
They'd be foolish to get rid of those.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Northerners coming down here will, because they want to get the hell out of the North.
So when you
Got that right.
your son the Riot Act, what do you mean by that?
I said, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I said, you know, if they came here and you weren't here, you know, they would immediately put a bolo out and find you and arrest your ass and just haul you off to jail. Is that what you want? Well, I'm sorry. No, I said,
He's sick of him.
I'm just so fed up with him at this point.
Yeah.
And obviously there's something here because I've been here almost 6 hours. So, I've been here 6 hours.
Yeah,
so
something's up.
something's going on. Look, he spent a lifetime lying to us.
Oh.
And it's just never
Ooh.
gotten better. And he fed me some bullshit the other day. And before I left the house the other night, I turned to my wife and I said, do we really know Stephan?
Ooh.
Can we honestly say we really know him?
Yeah.
And she got really kind of defensive a little bit. I said, no, I'm not saying that he did something, but can we honestly say we really know him?
So the other day,
Well, when I left yesterday, when I left last night, I said, hey, I turned to her, I said, do we really know him? You know, is he capable of doing something harmful to her?
Why would you suspect that?
Because some inconsistencies of phone calls he had with me didn't add up, okay? So I'll give you the sequence.
Okay.
He calls me mid-afternoon, 3-ish, maybe 3:45 or something, and say, I just had a flat tire. Okay, how the fuck did you get a flat tire? You just drove over to Kissimmee. You took her, maybe you're running an errand, but where would you have gone to get a flat tire? The tire was so flat, he drove on it and ran the is that Jenn?
Is that Jenn?
Yeah, we were finishing up.
He ran the rubber right off the wheel.
He's like, is that Jenn? So Jenn shows up, right? There's no sense of urgency for this guy with Maddie, in my opinion. Anyways, Jenn pulls up and they ask her to wait and they continue talking to him. It's so strange. I don't know where they are. Like, exactly if they're in a parking lot. I mean, I'm assuming they are. I don't know, but weird.
Yeah.
So he had to travel a good distance to do that. And then he pulled into a shopping center, and I said, was the donut in there? Yeah, swapped it out and almost crushed my thumb. I said, okay.
Oh,
Do you know what shopping center he came
poor
Or
Stephan.
where he picked up the flat or anything?
I have no idea. So
This
then,
was Monday, just to confirm.
yeah, Monday afternoon. Do we want to talk someplace else?
We can, yeah. You
Yeah.
want to put Jenn in the truck? Jenn, you mind
Watch
sitting in
the
the
dog.
truck for a little bit while we finish talking to...
In the trunk?
Yeah, that's fine. Or wherever you're comfortable. You can sit in the Lincoln or whatever you guys
Why don't you just get in the trunk, Jenn? That's where I would have put her.
Well, we're going to be.
A few more minutes? Yeah.
And we're done. Could be wrong.
It's been a while already, and I
I'll hang out with the dog.
apologize.
That's fine.
All right, take them out. So then around 5 o'clock I get this call, and he's telling me about, well, there's been an incident, and that then he tells me that
Debbie's the wife.
he dropped her off. And I said, well, tell me what you mean by that. And he said, well, I dropped her off. She doesn't want to be seen being dropped at school because you're not driving a cool enough car. Oh, okay, so you're not driving a Lamborghini, you can't drop her off. So okay, dropped her up the block off. He said he watched...
Okay, you're not driving a Lamborghini. Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that the Lincoln MKZ or whatever the fuck it was is considered a hoopty to the point where this little girl was embarrassed. I think she was embarrassed of Stephan Sterns, if you want to know the truth. I think she was grossed out by him. I think she had had enough. I think she liked the little boy at school. And I think she didn't want him to fucking touch her again. And I don't think she wanted to be seen with him there near school. That's my take. Because you're going to hear in Stephan Sterns' audio, he literally says about the McDonald's. I think that's code because he says like 3 different times we were going to get McDonald's. That was the plan. She didn't want McDonald's. She 86'd it. And then he says she poo-pooed the idea. Then he says he did a U-turn and asked her if she wanted McDonald's again. She still turned it down. So he dropped her off. And I think that when she turned it down, he said she didn't want it. She didn't want him. She didn't want his scuzzy, nasty ass to touch her again. And I think that's when he could have possibly done it. I don't know. But I know that she did not want him, and I think that McDonald's story is creep-o. Creep-o.
Through the rearview mirror, walked toward school, and then he left. And I said, okay. And so now you're finding out when you went to pick her up that she wasn't there. And everybody's just discovering this at the end of the day. How many hours later? Okay. So then, trying to think when I had the conversation about his phone. So I said,
I'll be right back. I'm going off cam.
They're going to want to know where your whereabouts were because you're the last person that saw her, so they're going to want to know. I said, did you have your phone with you? No. Why would you have your phone? I just forgot it. Forgot mine. I said, beautiful. So then he tells me that he did an OS update. Now, I'm a techie guy. And I said, okay. And he said, wipe the phone out. Really? How does that happen? It's an OS update. It's automatic. You say yes, and that's it. It updates, and then it reboots. It doesn't reset. It reboots. Well, I was multitasking, and I hit a wrong button, and it reset. And I questioned that. And I said, so there's some inconsistencies there. So why would that phone be wiped out? And I asked him last night, when you guys wanted the phone, I said, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to give them the phone? No, I don't think so. I said, okay, give them the phone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is there something on the phone?
Has he ever suffered from like mental illness or anything?
From what?
Mental illness?
Me?
No, not him.
Him.
Your
Oh,
son.
okay. When he was 8, he and a friend were playing in a parking area, and a guy came out and got in his Toyota pickup truck, said hello to the kids, and then backed up over. And they both were run over, but he got hit in the head.
Okay.
With the bumper, and he had a slight
I think he was going to say he got hit in the noggin. Yeah, that's how serious Chris Stearns takes that story, in my opinion.
tick. He had separation anxiety, so he slept with us for a while, and finally I said,
my
"No, you gotta
God.
go to your own bed." And
I wish they would have asked what age he went to his own bed, because this mofo had separation anxiety. You can't blame that. This kid was just coddled, in my opinion. Stephan Sterns was freaking coddled. Gross. Oh, buddy, you got to go in your own bed. We can't do this anymore. Like, what the hell? That's weird. We're going to do a, yes, they left early to get quote unquote McDonald's. And then he said she didn't want it. Oh, this adds an extra layer of grossness. He said she didn't want the McDonald's. So he had a Danish instead. A Danish. Yeah. Fucking gross. He wanted McDonald's. He got a Danish. I'm going to put a poll up, you guys, so be looking for it.
get over that. He would go over to a neighbor's home and spend the night and show up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning wanted to come home. But as far as
Nothing diagnosed or medication?
well, he's been seeing a psychiatrist or psychologist or something.
Okay.
He's been on anxiety meds, depression or what have you. I have no idea what they're talking about because obviously he doesn't share that with me. But he's battled a number of things: depression, anxiety, and what have you.
As a child or as an adult?
Maybe ADD as a child, but as an adult, more severe.
Okay. Was he
And
able
he
to
suffers from sleep apnea.
Was he able to complete school no problem?
Well, depends on who completed it. His mother, who we did online schooling, and she ended up doing most of the work for him.
Did he ever go to college?
No.
What did he do for work?
I've had him work with me.
Okay, this verifies the friend that I had on. Chase. You don't think he knew until after? Well, he does say that they would go and retreat into Stephan's room when they would come over. That's creepy. What were they all three hiding out in his room for? Weird. They're fucking weird. Stephan and Jenn are fucking weirdos.
In a variety of ways, when we were here in Orlando from 2010 to 2013, I did these, what they call BPOs. They're kind of like appraisals. I did 15,000 of them and had him and his friends go out and take these photos. And it was always a challenge to get his ass out of bed and go to work. No motivation. The more you do, the more you make.
Yeah.
No motivation there. So and after that, that work went away. I got involved in various projects around the state of Florida. He really didn't do much. He worked at Quiznos for a while. That didn't last long until he wrecked his car. So he's been living with us and me trying to get him out of the house to go work. We came down to Northport. He stayed there with Jenn. So while we were down there until December of last year, he lived with Jenn. And then I was supporting him in Orlando, and I said, I'm not going to do this anymore. You got to come back.
Yeah.
And I was trying to create an opportunity for him down there, but that didn't materialize. Then I'm trying to get his ass out to get a job at Lowe's or Home Depot or something.
Time-wise, it's sometimes like 7:45 she was down there.
7:45 this morning?
So, did you tell your wife that Northport meeting's on the way? Did you speak to her already?
I will let her know that. We got sidetracked on something. They're coming there to see if she's hiding in the house?
Yeah, so what we'd like to do is, given that he went down there, we'd like to make sure, like, he didn't stash her in a bedroom and, hey, just hang out here. You know.
No, she's been sorting out his bedroom because he lives like a fucking pig.
And you said there's...
Okay, he lives like a fucking pig. She's been sorting out his bedroom. She's been sorting out his bedroom. The mother has been the coddler, and the mother, no, they're in Orlando. That's why. But the mother, according to his ex-friend Chase, said that the mother and father argued the dad would just step back, but that the dad gave them jobs to do and that he would do them, and he couldn't get Stephan out of bed to do them. But the dad did know, as far as I know, that Stephan was caught filming his roommate's girlfriend because they moved him out. So remind yourselves that there was a sex torso in his bedroom, and he clearly states that mom is sorting through his things. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys have a Ring camera, right?
Well, I was about to tell you that. I switched. Hey, Northport Police is going to stop by to do a wellness check type of thing. They're going to see if somehow... house.
Back around the house yelling her name. And just, that motherfucker, you know what stopped him from getting in the house? He didn't have a garage door opener. The front door lock is not working well.
Yep.
And I had put the lock on the slider.
Okay.
He couldn't get in.
All right. So I'm with the detectives, and they're sending Northport Police over to do a check to make sure that she isn't there. Okay. So you may want to alert the dogs. They're really friendly.
I've got their food. I'm fixing to feed them.
Okay.
Just tell them it'll get noisy, okay?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go.
They're good guys.
That's his wife talking. That is Deborah Sterns. Debbie Sterns.
I've been landline with them.
Yeah.
If there are any issues, give me a call.
All right. All right. Bye.
And as far as outside of your house, what does the layout of your yard look like?
Well, there's a house to the right of me, and to the left of me there's woods, and there's woods across the street. That fronts I-75.
Shut the door, please.
At 7:45, it would have been well lit. There would be traffic, small amount of traffic going up and down our street because they're constructing homes nearby. So there's always people doing that.
So this is no HOAs, I'm assuming?
No, sir. No, it's all scattered by.
When you say woods, you mean like woods, or like a thicket?
Wood. Yeah.
What's your address?
Yeah, I think mom was crying.
You'll see there's wooded lots all around. So next to me there's a new house, and he's a renter. There's my house, and then to the left there is wooded lot. There's a lot of wooded lots before my house, and then you run into one or two houses.
So going back to the cameras, you were going to say something.
Okay, so I ditched Comcast, and I had the Sky Bell hooked up to Comcast.
Okay.
And I realized when I kept seeing this orange light, I said, shit, I got to move this over. It's a pain in the ass. Move it over to the Frontier Communications versus Comcast. So I've got to reconnect it with the internet.
So the cameras weren't working for...
Unmuted Cooter, I know. So he's saying he switched from Comcast to Frontier. I don't know when, but he said that the router was in his office. I hope they collected all the routers from this home. Let's just hope and pray that Northport Police collected these routers.
No, because we discontinued the service. Matter of fact, the modem's sitting on my office floor.
Okay. All right. Do you think your son's capable of doing something like this? I know it's a hard question as a father.
I wasn't a hero and a welcome comment. I said, how well do we know him? Yeah. And nothing would surprise me at this point. I don't know.
Is your wife his mom?
Yes. we are biological parents. Yeah. I'm going to say anything's possible.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, there would have to be some ulterior motive for some reason.
Sure.
Was there a motive?
Well, we don't know. We're trying to find her. We still think she's alive. So.
Well, this press conference indicated that she had some comments on social media about, I want to live in the woods.
Yeah.
Was that accurate? Or
That was.
Well,
we're not going to put anything inaccurate out there. That just tarnishes the validity of the
I asked Jen
investigation.
about that. She said, yeah, we had a conversation about a third world war. Where would you live? You know, the Palestine-Israeli situation.
Sure.
That's what I said. Okay,
So that was more of a fictitious, if doomsday happens, sweetheart, where are you going to live? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go live in the woods. I said, is she going to live in the woods now by herself? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, my idea of roughing it is Howard Johnson's without a pool.
What is?
No kidding.
Do you know the unit number for your storage unit?
Yeah.
Because obviously you see the scope of what we're doing. At some point, we may want to get that storage unit as well.
I was there a couple of weeks ago pulling out some tax boxes. There's not that much room in there. I mean, you could stash a body if you wanted to, if that's the case. But like I said, as far as I know, I have the only key. I don't know.
Did you all hear that? They're talking about the storage unit that the father has in Northport. And he just said, I don't know. There's enough room in there to store a body if that's where it's going. I mean, we're talking about your son's girlfriend's 13-year-old daughter. And he's talking about her body just being shoved in there? Nonchalant? What the fuck? There's something wrong with these people. I'm going to go back a couple seconds.
At some point, we may want to get that storage unit as well.
I was there a couple of weeks ago pulling out some tax boxes. There's not that much room in there. I mean, you could stash a body if you wanted to, if that's the case. But like I said, as far as I know, I have the only key. I don't know if there were 2 keys issued, and I haven't seen the other key for well over a year or so.
Is there a chance that he has that key?
Ooh,
I would say.
Good point. The cop just told him, we think she's alive. We're just trying to find her. And he's like, well, you could shove a body in there. Oh my God. What is wrong with these people?
There's always a chance,
There
right?
could be a chance because he's stolen from us.
Okay.
And why he would want it is beyond me, because all his stuff is that he has, guitar or what have you, is stuck in the very back. And he didn't want that, but I've ended up trying to clean out our garage, and I stuck all the other stuff there, and he wouldn't like that. Nor would I think he would spend the time to pull shit out of there to get it.
Okay, so he's saying his guitar and things are in the back of the storage unit that Chris Sterns put things in after, and he thinks Stephan is too fucking lazy to go in there and move everything to get to his stuff. But he does say that, you could store a body in there if that's the case. So they probably need to get into that storage unit stat, right? Hi, Mr. Quinn.
What did he think about me?
My impression is that he loves the shit out of her, and he was.
What does he think about Madeline was the question. He loves the shit out of her. What kind of description is that? Well, he loves the shit out of her, and he's going to tell you that he was sobbing.
Very upset Monday when he was talking to me. He was sobbing, and blaming himself for her disappearance, and he was just, I could tell he was just going to be an emotional wreck.
Yeah. Did he ever have, did he discipline her? How long were...
It's hearsay. You know, he may have yelled at her because Jenn and Jenn would tell me this. Jenn.
Did you ever have like extensive...
Jenn would tell his dad that Stephan would yell at her? And what else?
Like maybe at during the holidays or whatever, where you were with the whole family?
They came down at Thanksgiving or Christmas. My wife and the dogs.
Slept with who?
My wife and the dogs.
And the dogs.
Yeah.
And during those times, was their relationship seemingly normal?
Yeah. I mean, they secluded themselves in Stephan's room, the three of them.
And then Jenn.
Okay. And they would spend the bulk of their time there.
Hear this? The three of them would go in Stephan's room and spend the bulk of their time there.
Play with the dogs. They would bring Sailor with them.
Okay.
And would go into the bedroom and maybe read a book or watch a movie together, hang out.
Okay. And nothing, I mean, you were a cop for years. Nothing you noticed that would be alarming?
I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary because it's normal for your son to bring his girlfriend and her daughter over and them to just go and hang out in his bedroom. That's normal, right? That's not out of the ordinary. That's fucking weird. They have their own home. Why do they need to be in Stephan's bedroom if they're there visiting? Ick.
So then just going back to the storage unit, obviously they're going to go to the house and check in the near future. Do you have any issues with us checking out your storage?
Your code was used this morning to access the property, the storage property. Your keypad code. I have Northport PD in front of your storage unit. I know we're in a kind of a weird situation. Are you all right if they end up breaking the lock to get in there to make sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Alex,
If you just asked, I just heard it. He just asked Mr. Sterns if he was okay with us breaking the house. So we're here. Somebody accessed.
We're working with management down there.
Yes.
And this is statewide news. This is huge news.
Yep.
So a lot of people are going above and beyond helping us.
Let me
I didn't even know he had the key.
Okay.
I don't know how he would have gotten the keypad.
It's interesting. What's your code?
I don't know how he would have gotten the keypad. And the cop's like, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, who does that when visiting family? Weird. It is disgusting, y'all. I agree. Have you guys hit that like button? If not, you can do so right now. Right meow.
Sure. What do you want to do?
They want the waivers signed before they break down the door. Like consent search.
okay.
So, yeah, they want a consent search. So,
Yeah. Do you mind?
Will they
doing-
take a wet signature or an e-signature?
I appreciate it.
Yep.
I think
And he has to crack a joke. I mean, I get it's uncomfortable probably, but
you
damn.
paid, your code was entered to enter the property this morning.
And what time was that at?
9.
9.
So 9.
And your wife, by chance, wouldn't have went to the storage unit?
She wouldn't even know where it is.
And Jenn was with you this whole time, right? So
Well, wait. When I don't know where Jenn was until she called me at 11.
okay, at 11.
And she said, hey, Stephan's not here. Is he with you?
Okay.
So then he made up this story of getting lost and whatever. So there we go.
We can probably go upstairs.
Was that?
We can go upstairs.
Yeah.
We'll take these elevators right here.
Well, I've already put just walking around. Yeah, I was like 8,900. I said, well, if I keep walking, I'll hit my got 10,000 steps in a day.
Was this the sheriff's office? There's no way this was the sheriff's office. When you
No,
worked here.
no, it was just opening up.
Down on 33rd is where you guys were at it?
Yeah.
Who was the sheriff?
Mel Coleman.
No. Okay. You'll
have to Google it.
I would. Well, we have his pictures. We have shrines of past sheriffs all over. I'm sure we'll see him.
He was a good guy. He was kind of, I guess, revolutionary back then, young guy, and what have you.
Yeah.
But, what was the pay back then? I think I was making $800 a month. Tell me about it.
Yeah, but back then that was a good job, right?
Well, it was fun. I tell you what, once you get it into your blood, you never let it go. So I was moving with Campbell Street from Jacksonville to Orlando.
Am I going to be able to get back to it? Let's go there. Yeah.
And I'm taking this truck back Sunday evening, and I've got to be at the office in Jacksonville to take somebody on a ride along.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Hey, Evan, we'll just hang out here because he doesn't have a proxy. Okay.
So I pull up 436, 1792 in Casper. It was a green pickup truck. I'm driving this stupid Pepsi rental truck. And as I'm approaching the intersection, this guy is weaving. And so we pull through the intersection, and this guy's weaving. And then I notice up ahead the guy's riding his bicycle. And this guy pulls over, and it's fuck, he's going to hit this guy.
Oh, no.
He hit him. Sent him flying. I went running up to I drove up to him, and he pulled into the ABC liquor lot for whatever reason, and turned around and looked at me and said, "Thank you very much. I got your face. I've got your license plate. I got on the payphone," because that's what you did back then, and called out of my police department and said, told him what happened. I said, "I think he's going to be heading eastbound on I-4. They came up.
Hey, Evan, is that remote right there? Can we turn this thing off? Yeah.
And so, Alamo PD came up, took the report, as I'm talking to him, we get a radio alert because they got the guy. Now they got me to identify it. I did the report. I didn't get out of there until midnight. And I get outside of Jacksonville, not far from my exit, and the car stops.
Yeah.
I'm now stuck on 95 at 3 a.m. I've got to be at the office at 7 a.m. And these sailors coming back picked me up and took me to my apartment. And I said, "Thank you, Lord, appreciate that."
Yeah.
And it was a long day, to say the least.
So are you guys still residing in Orlando part-time? You mentioned something off of Westwood.
Well, that's where our corporate office is.
That's where your corporate office is.
And so when I got up this morning, I went over there to meet up with everybody and then kill some time because I'm just a type A personality. I'm just not going to sit around waiting for whatever.
So sitting in a parking lot.
It's really gross, but he says kill some time too. Just like Stephan did. I don't like it. I'm going to be honest. I don't like it. Not digging this at all.
I had to kill you.
It did. It's just like, come on.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it wouldn't surprise me if somehow he stole the key out of my car because I put all the keys there.
Okay.
So I had.
Does he have access to your car?
He would.
He would.
Because I would keep the keys on my desk. He could easily go in there and he was saying this.
And when was the last time he was at your house in Northport? Was it over the weekend for her birthday?
So I moved him back down from Kissimmee in December.
Okay.
To try to get him started on another career opportunity.
Okay.
I moved him down from Kissimmee in December because I wanted to get him started on another career opportunity. Really?
It didn't materialize, so I'm trying to work on some other things.
It didn't materialize. So trying to work on some other things.
So he visited them. He lied to me about this. He visited them maybe 6 weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
Visited who? I'm sorry.
Jenn.
Okay.
And I'm going to Frank's house, and I need a little extra cash.
Frank? I'm going to Frank's house.
Okay, when are you going to be back? I'll be back later tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I get an alert that toll booth charge. on E-Pass, I get an alert. I go, motherfucker. Call him up and say,
I just told him
how
I was gonna
specific?
take,
Yeah.
and he
You
went
know,
by
well,
the
you know.
And he said-
So he lied to me about what he was doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was in Orlando until
I'm gonna,
3 o'clock, maybe Sunday, and then he left because I told him
Yeah, that's what I told
he
him.
had to take care of his room, clean the mess out of there before he'd be gone.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so grossed out. This is a grown ass man with gray hair and his beard and everything. And he said, I told him he had to clean his room before he could go. What? Dude's in his 40s, isn't he? What the fuck?
He did that, and he got up there at 6:30.
The alert was for the E-Pass. So down here in Florida, we have a lot of toll roads. And when you drive certain places, you have to, go through these tolls. And we have E-Passes that go on our windows and you can just cruise through them. So he's saying he got an alert for an E-Pass. I don't know if there's an app. There must be. So I don't know. Why would he be keeping track of how many times his E-Pass goes through? Like, why would you do that? I don't know. I don't have an app for it, so I don't know. I don't know how it works.
So I was kind of overhearing their conversation. Would it be safe to say and accurate that your son had no rights to this this storage unit at all?
If he asked my permission, I would allow it.
Did he ever ask your permission?
No.
Okay.
And again, like I said, I've been missing this key for how long have I had this? I've had this key for maybe 18 months.
Okay. So was he staying with you kind of in Northport?
Yeah.
Up until now.
I moved him back in December because I couldn't afford to.
Okay, so from December to today, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where was he staying up here with Jen?
Yeah.
Okay. I just realized we just let Jen downstairs. She had the key to your truck?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess we won't be too long. Just it's dark out. Okay. All right. So he stays down there, and how often does he come up here to visit Jen and Maddie?
I think since he left in December, this would be the second, maybe third trip. But second, maybe third.
Yeah. Okay. So in December, that's February, almost March, 2nd of May.
So he's saying 2 or 3 times since he left in December that he drove up there to visit.
Maybe once a month. Would that be fair?
He actually went in December for Christmas time, now that I think about it, because he was not included in the family outing. But
I wonder why. He was not included in the family outing in December for Christmas. But he made this faux trip there, he says, meaning fake. I don't know what he means by this. He wasn't included in the family outing, but he made a faux trip up there.
Yeah, so 3 times. He's
Okay.
been there 3 times.
Okay. And she stays at that apartment in Kissimmee. Has she been staying there?
And he rented, and they, which I ended up having to pay.
Renting a room within the same apartment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Jen's father rents the rooms out.
And does Jen's father live there? Or does he
No.
lease the apartment and then sublease the rooms?
Well,
inside?
he owns the townhouse and he rents out the rooms and charges his daughter rent.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, I came into this towards the tail end of the investigation. For some reason, I thought he was living in that apartment like today.
No.
But okay.
No, he was just visiting.
All right. You guys going back home tonight?
No, I booked the room for tonight.
Okay.
Go back tomorrow.
Okay. Well,
I didn't know what was going to happen today, so I booked the room for the second night.
Okay. Well, I don't know what they're
You know what really gets me? When I left him at 3 o'clock, you know, you could see that he was physically exhausted and worn out. Matter of fact, I heard a comment when I was talking to them that he was falling asleep in the car on the way to the hotel. So I figured he'd get in bed, crash and burn, and that would be it. It's pretty ballsy to assume that Jenn would sleep through the entire night and not wake up and find he wasn't there.
Okay, here we go. So we're talking about the night in the hotel. Remember, right? They got a hotel. Jenn and Stephan went to their room. Dad went to his. Stephan allegedly couldn't sleep. He went out to drive around and look for Maddie. And she's saying that she was sleeping the whole night. And he's like, well, I think it's a little ridiculous to believe that she slept through the whole night. So I don't know if Jenn is renting the rooms and paying her dad one lump sum, or if her dad is renting the rooms. Thank you, Candy Wrapper. I appreciate that. So I don't know who's actually renting out the rooms. I would assume she would pick the roommates since they're gonna be living with her, and they were females. It's fucking weird. It's all weird. It gives me the icks. It makes me feel sick inside.
I don't disagree with you.
Because at 10:45 she calls and said, "Is Stephan with you?" And I go, "No."
Why didn't she call Stephan if she was wondering if Stephan was with him? Oh, maybe the police had his phone.
Yeah.
He said, "Well, he hasn't been here for 25 minutes."
25
And
minutes?
that's probably, I'm assuming, like she woke up, it's been 25 minutes, and he hadn't shown up.
Yeah, expecting him to return, and he never returned.
Yeah.
Where was
and then
he?
He showed up maybe towards 11:30. Yeah, maybe it was like 11:30.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now this really, 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 really blows my mind. Obviously, something. I'm afraid to even say it. Think it.
And what's that?
There's just too many inconsistencies here, and his behavior is indicating something else is going on here. You know, why would he spend nearly 6 hours driving round trip to go to Northport to the storage unit?
Well,
I mean,
hopefully we may be able to figure that
possibility the
out.
body was in Jenn's car?
We're trying to figure it out.
Have you asked him?
Supposedly the body was in Jenn's car. So this is after they found Maddie. This is after they found Maddie. And he's like, have you asked them?
Yeah.
Jenn Soto.
Yeah, we talked to him. So.
Hey, I'm inside the building.
Let me check on them. Don't wander off too much.
What's that?
Pausing the recording at 10:15. It's a surreptitious recording with Mr. Sterns. My name's Corporal Richards. Also 10:12 with me was Corporal Evan Avila and Kissimmee Detective. Resuming the interview with Mr. Sterns. Still there?
Mr. Sterns.
No, go ahead.
So we were initially going to go ahead and use the consent, but we're going to kind of slow down on that aspect. We want to make sure we're doing this all the right way to do what's best for her and to make sure that we're above board on everything. So while we greatly appreciate your cooperation, we're not going to force entry in there right now. Does your wife ever go to the storage unit?
Does she what?
Ever go to the storage unit?
No. No, she's never been to that storage unit.
How does he know the code to your code to the storage unit? Is it written down somewhere?
No. So I was thinking about that earlier. So there's another incident here. So I get a call from the storage unit
Oh, wait.
2 or 3 weeks ago telling me that they were running an audit of the units because there was going to be an inspection or something.
Wait a minute. Now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, he suddenly remembers that he got a call from the storage unit about an audit and an inspection. I've had a storage unit up in Michigan for 4 years. I've never had them do an audit or a fucking inspection. I'm thinking maybe the cop. Oh, no, that was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Don't you guys think that story is weird?
And my unit wasn't properly locked. So
Okay.
the way it works is that you've got this slide mechanism.
His unit wasn't properly locked, and he forgot now? He just remembered, I mean?
You know, unlock it and then unbolt it from the hinge. And then you have to push it back and secure it in one of the 2 holes. And they said it wasn't properly locked and they had flagged it and I needed to get over there and fix it. So I went over there, opened it up, looked at it, everything's fine, and then locked it properly. And I'm going to say maybe there's a 50-50 chance I did that, but I'm pretty anal about it. And so I don't know.
A 50-50 chance you did what?
What? I'm pretty anal about it?
What do you mean?
Pardon?
A 50-50 chance you did what?
I may not have locked it properly, or maybe now that I'm aware that he possibly had a key to it, that he went into the unit.
Okay.
But nothing out of the ordinary.
Has he ever gone to the unit to help you with something and you gave
Oh, he's helped me load it up.
Has this dude ever been alone with Maddie? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he could have the code for that.
Maybe he observed me punching in the code,
Okay.
which is pretty devious on his part.
Maybe he watched me punch in the code. Pretty devious on his part. What?
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
How long did it take you to get up here last night?
pretty good time.
When you say pretty good time.
There's no traffic.
So what
None on 75 and nothing on, so I think I got
Pretty good time.
up here, I'm definitely under 3 hours, but I would say at least 2.5 hours. Trying to figure out where we were going to stay because had no idea. So we found a place out there off of Western Parkway. So I think I left around midnight and got up here 2:45-ish.
all right. Well,
I can pinpoint it exactly just by looking at what time.
That's all right. That was kind of just
just a ballpark because we don't go down to Northport at all.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Well, so
This dude just said he can't get anywhere without GPS. So how does he not know how long it took him? If he puts in GPS every time, you would know, just like Chris Proudfoot. 3 hours and 37 minutes, doorstep to doorstep. Poodle ambulance. I don't know what that is. This sounds like daddy doesn't want to be dragged into his son's. He's very distancing himself, isn't he? He doesn't want to be dragged into his son's affairs anymore. Something more nefarious.
we've been all very, very straightforward with each other. You've inferred several times that you suspect there's more going on. Mm-hmm. We did do a release. Your son has been arrested for sexual battery.
What?
Your son was arrested for sexual battery. Essentially rape. Okay. And that's where we're at with this investigation right now.
Obviously it wasn't Jenn, but
So it's still active, so we won't get into who the
Yeah.
victim is. But I mean, you've done this job before. I think you can reasonably infer where we're at.
yeah.
They're like, yeah, I think you can reasonably infer where we're at right now. Because he's like, are you sure it wasn't Jenn?
So that's kind of why things are going to slow down a little bit.
Understand.
We're
Slow the pace
gonna
down.
we're slowing the pace down just a little bit. in that regard, not necessarily in the regard of trying. Okay, so we're going to be, executing a search warrant down there at the storage unit. There's no reason to break the lock. We're just going to go take a look.
So you need me there with the key to let you in?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Do you need me with the key to let you in? No, bitch. We can break the door right down. I think he's playing way stupid and they know it.
They'll coordinate that, and we'll coordinate with the storage unit and get that done.
Yeah, we don't need you there.
That's kind of where we're at, and I'm pretty sure Jen already knew that happened. So
Jen do what?
Jen does know, correct?
Yes, so
Jen knows that he's been arrested. Jen doesn't know anything about the incident itself.
She's a little more informed, given that she direct involvement. Whether she chooses to share that with you or not.
Yeah, we're protected under law of disclosing victims' information. But we've had a long conversation, and all that.
Before you go, because I don't know if the Kissimmee officer has your contact information, just so I can relay it. What is your phone number, Mr. Sterns? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand that to the lead detectives on the case.
So you say Kissimmee, so it's not.
Initially, we believed this was going to be a sheriff's office case, and at this point, it's not looking like it's going to be a sheriff. It's going to be a Kissimmee case. Now we are heavily involved, which is why we're all here.
Well, you got two issues you're dealing with here.
What's that?
You got the missing person that's in your jurisdiction, and then I guess.
He's gonna break it down for them by jurisdiction. He is trying to deflect.
Kissimmee handling the other issue. Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So we're going to continue to remain involved, and that's the semantics of it, of who's investigating. But that's
so the cop just let him know. Those are semantics, meaning that doesn't mean shit. What you're saying doesn't mean shit. Right now, we're telling you that your son has been arrested for sexual battery, dude.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office today, not the Kissimmee Police Department.
So will he be transported to Kissimmee or stay here?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. So initially, he'll be at Orange County, and then eventually he'll go to Osceola.
Is there multiple counts?
Right now, there's only one count.
Is there multiple counts? Wow. What a question. What a question for someone so clueless. Are there multiple counts? Am I next? Am I free to go home? Oh my God.
But the investigation's still unfolding, so there could be more.
I don't anticipate him getting out anytime soon. So
No.
what I would ask is that you remain available. I mean, you've been.
Because we're still trying to.
Yeah, I think you understand the gravity of what we're doing. Our first priority, and that's why we're.
I think you understand, sir, that Madeline is our first priority.
We've tried to elicit this cooperation from you. Understand there probably going to be some cops at your house down there, and some cops at the storage unit. We just ask that you're available for us.
So will I be interacting with Northport PD?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of our guys is going to get a bag, and he's going to drive down there
Am I going to be interacting with Northport PD?
and try to get this all facilitated within the next 24 hours.
Okay.
And Northport, I believe they were going to go talk to your wife and just make sure.
Yeah, I think that was
obviously.
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, okay.
Well, they were there when I was talking to her. So,
All right.
when you say available, you need me here or just
No, I mean
accessible?
Accessible.
Oh,
Be
accessible.
available by phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, as far as I know, we don't need you here for anything in Orange County. Obviously, I'm sure Jennifer needs you here, but that's up to you how you want to handle that.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has family locally, but
Okay, so he says, do I have to stay here or I don't know how many detectives. I think 3. I can't remember. I think there's several officers and agencies in this room. But he's asking, do you want to stay here with Jenn? I don't know if she's got family in the area, but, do you want to stay here with her? Let's see what he says.
But Jennifer has family locally, so we're trying to, I got to get her back to her car.
Right.
And is she free to go back to the townhouse?
I'm not sure if we're still
She's not going to have
processing that. Her car is the white Nissan.
Nissan. We have that car.
Yeah, we have that
Now
car.
she doesn't have a car, so where's she supposed to spend the night?
Without sounding callous, ideally we'd like to the plan is to release her home back to her. We don't believe we need access to the home right now. I'll get you a definitive answer here shortly.
So she can go back home tonight.
Hopefully.
I'll get you an answer for that here shortly.
Hopefully.
What about the Lincoln that you impounded? What's the status of that?
What about the Lincoln you impounded, which is registered to Mr. Christopher Sterns?
That's still being processed.
Okay. I just want to give you fair warning that it's the poodle ambulance.
It's the poodle ambulance.
Because we
Okay.
put the dogs in there for when they're coming in season, or they just had a litter of pups, so sometimes they get puke or blood smeared on the seats, and even though you try to clean it up, I said, I don't want somebody to get too excited and all of a sudden you pick up,
We've got experts on the case.
Makes a lot of sense.
What? It's the poodle ambulance, and there might be blood and stuff smeared on the seats. Oh my God.
Jeepers.
It's animal
Okay.
blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's animal?
Okay. Well, before. What's that?
Keep us being real quick, and we'll go get an answer about the house.
I want to know why this grown-ass man was giving stuff in a car and paying his way. And now he's saying it was the poodle ambulance. Was it Stephan's car, or was it used for the fucking poodles? And what other shit was smeared on the seats, motherfucker? Ew. Ew, ew, ew.
In the name of Jesus, Father God, Lord.
The poodle ambulance. Oh, thank you.
You put these pads down and they still manage to like their rear end.
Well, of course.
You put these pads down and they still manage like their rear end. Oh my God.
Seats and you go, oh.
They're like kids, they just poop and pee and vomit all over the place when you're least suspecting.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're like kids. They just poop and pee and bleed out when you're not expecting.
So.
Well, this has certainly been a change, 24 hours of change.
Yeah, motherfucker, it has.
I don't know whether to say I'm flabbergasted or impressed at Stephan's endeavors.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know whether to say I'm flabbergasted or impressed at Stephan's endeavors. What?
I hate you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Fuck directly off.
Holy shit. Oh my God, let me play that again.
When you're least suspecting. So.
Well, this has certainly been a change, 24 hours of change. I don't know whether to say I'm flabbergasted or impressed at Stephan's endeavors.
Well,
he was, as far as I knew, he was going to pass out at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It didn't take me long to crash and burn. And
what does that mean, crash and burn? Why does he keep saying crash and burn? I figured he went to the room and crashed and burned. Didn't take me long to crash and burn. Oh, my heart is pounding. Hi, Gary. I'm shaking. I don't even know what to say.
And then to find out that he made this round trip to Northport.
Well, I can't imagine what's going
I figured he crashed and burned, but to find out he made this long trip back and forth to Northport. Why did Stephan drive down to Northport? What was he doing? Because Maddie was found in St. Cloud. Did they move her? Was she originally in Northport? Oh my God.
God almighty.
going through your head right now, and I do sympathize for you and your family. And
I'm pissed that he's done this to us, done this to himself, done this to us and somebody else.
It's not unreasonable.
I'm pissed that he's done this to us. Holy shit.
Thought, not unreasonable at all.
I had no idea of the issue and what he may be capable of doing here, and it's just like it's a revelation.
I had no idea of what he was doing. This guy's a fucking liar. He's a liar. I had no idea about his issue and what he may be capable of doing here. And it's just like a revelation.
It's a revelation.
No.
I've always told him to respect law enforcement. And respect the law, but it appears that he's decided to live a different lifestyle. I mean, one time.
Wow. I've always respected the law, Mr. Officer. It sounds like Tony. When Tony Mathis says, Vinny, I live in Oklahoma and here we back the blue. Here in my community, we back the blue. Unneeded. He doesn't need to say that he respects law enforcement. That should go without saying.
Time he got pulled over by the highway patrol, I could hear him yelling at the highway patrol. And,
right.
Don't do that. I said, they'll haul your butt up from Winter Garden to Mount Dora, and that's a long way to go. And I said, you don't want to upset the guy. The guy was very, very professional. Apparently he was driving on maybe a registration issue or something, so I had to go up and get him because they wouldn't let him drive the car. But,
Hey, Florida Mama Bear.
It's like the old saying, you don't fool with the IRS or the Lone Ranger, and you don't fuck with the highway patrol. They're not nice guys.
No.
They can be, but they're nice guys.
Oh, they're cranky, they're traffic guys. They're cranky.
Give me a ticket,
Yeah.
I've got plenty of warning tickets from them, so I feel
Yeah,
blessed.
knock on wood, right?
Yeah. But,
I've got plenty of warning tickets from him. I would love to know why Chris left the police department he was working for. He worked in Central Florida somewhere.
okay. So, what? You guys are going to arrange to get access to the storage unit?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't need to be involved in
Yeah, we'll take care of that. Truly, my thought right now is if you're available for your family, available for, that kind of thing right now, and get some sleep, however hard that may be, and then we'll let you know what needs may arise, if any. So we're trying to facilitate all this, least amount of, it's going to sound, intrusion in your life. So go ahead.
Yeah. What do you mean the bright home? The model home? The model home? 13. No, Luis has been there today, so no. Yeah. Yeah, he's been there all day. And he would have been there very early in the morning, or Luis would have been there around 10 o'clock, and there, he would go to sleep. Okay. Right. Everybody goes. But,
In speaking to our Kissimmee Police Department counterparts, they are not prepared to release the town home back to her.
oh,
So I don't have a timeline for that. I imagine they're in communication with her. She may already know that, but they are not releasing the apartment tonight.
is she still out in the car?
She should be.
She should be.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she called me earlier and said she's frightened to be out there.
Oh, well, I mean, it's reasonable. I mean, we're good to walk downstairs. This was just
Yeah.
kind of a debriefing.
So, I'm going to the office tomorrow and spend some time there. Do you need to get together with me anytime tomorrow before I leave town and head back?
If we do, we'll contact you. If you're back in Northport, that's not an issue. We're going to have one of our detectives down there.
He's like, do you need me? Do you need me to stay up here in Orlando? Because I'm going back home. They're like, oh, that's okay. We've got a detective right there in Northport that can, find you like really quickly if we need you.
If we need to liaison with you at some point, we'll make it happen.
Okay.
So,
They give us county cars and county gas, so we can drive.
and they have AC, not like back in the day.
Well, we had 480,
Whatever that means.
4 windows down, 80 miles an hour.
All
go.
right. That's how you got the guy going 70 in a little one.
I had to stop and back up. Not really.
So, Mr. Sterns, we had a long, long conversation, 2 of them. Do you swear everything you told me is true?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
I have nothing to hide.
Very good. Well, we
You seem like a good man.
really do appreciate it. I'm sorry that your son, we're going down this path.
Well, like I said, I questioned my wife last night. I said, do we really know him? And she got pretty pissed at me. But I said,
Well, you're going to have to deal with when she looks at the news here soon. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
better to find out, for her to find out by looking at the news, or for you to tell her
well,
first?
we don't get, I mean,
Shouldn't get
I'm sure
Orlando
there'll be some
news,
news
right?
down there. And, my greatest fear is that what we can experience as far as blowback. I'm a private person. And that,
Who cares about your blowback? Are you kidding me? I'm a private person. Your son just completely exploited Madeline for years. And you're worried about your privacy and blowback. I can't talk today. Fuck.
really, I'm not going to say it terrifies me, but it worries me that, the media frenzy and what have you, that somebody wants the angle, hey, I've got the hot story today,
I mean, and then my partner can probably speak better to it, but I mean, expect that you may have a car or 2 out front of your house, given, that his relationship to Northport, but,
I think your saving grace is that you're not in the Orlando market, right?
Right.
You're in the Tampa market, I can only imagine. You're not. Sterns isn't the most common last name, but it's not the most rare last name.
Yeah.
And you're talking about a statewide search. They'd have to do a really good job, I think, to find you.
I don't think
Not saying they're
so.
not good at their job, but
Well, I mean, I'm out there in the public. You can just Google me.
yeah.
I'm out there in the public. You can Google my ass.
I'm going to come up because I'm in real estate. So,
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be concerned about that until there's a problem. And if they're out in front of your house, and
Thanks,
you can always call
Kels.
Northport and they can advise you. But if they're ever on your property, just tell them to leave.
I think he's like, don't be surprised. There's going to be a couple cars sitting out front of your house to make sure y'all don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
As far as professional blowback or anything like that, it's tough for everybody to put 2 and 2 together.
Does Jen know that he made this trip this morning?
So we didn't speak to Jen. Jen
I wasn't
spoke
privy to those interviews,
Jen spoke to the Kissimmee Police Department. So my understanding is she is briefed very well. But
She is briefed very well. He's like, does Jen know he came down to Northport?
that's a conversation you guys could probably have, on the drive back or at some point in the near future.
I just don't see where he had the energy to do this. I mean,
I just don't see where he had the energy to do this. Do you know how much energy Stephan would need? Fuck no, I wouldn't, Gary. Your real estate career is tanked, Mr. Sterns. You are sus and you have a little tiny mouth like your son. Blech.
unless he was faking it with me at 3 a.m. this morning. I don't know if he got the effing energy.
Oh, I'm so confused. Just like fucking Stephan was so confused when they went over the maps. Oh, I don't know. Stephan, oh, I don't know the roads. Oh, is that where I was? Oh.
But you're telling me he was down there at 7:45 at Toledo Blade?
Yes.
I mean, 7:45, 3:45. He waited till she got up, went to sleep, and snuck out. Not long after we all said goodnight.
Okay, you know what I love about this? Christine Micro. He said at the beginning he had 100 homes to sell. Do you know what I love about this? Do you want to know what I love? This is amazing. So if he has he was telling Stephan in the emails that he had a big project coming up, right? That he couldn't talk about because you know why? He knew that those emails were public. He didn't think that this audio was going to hit the mainstreams like it has. And now everybody's going to know what his project is because it's the 100 homes that he needed to sell. You know what? I don't feel bad for this guy at all. I don't.
Bing bang.
You can't reason. As a reasonable person, you can't understand the unreasonable. There's no way you'd be able to wrap your head around anything that he's accused of doing or that he did. There's no way that any of us would be able to, even with all of our experience in public safety, there's just no way. So.
Wow. I mean, obviously, making a move like that, there's something going on here.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get you out of here, Mr. Sterns, and you can try to get some rest. Walk you down.
Where can I throw my trash?
Okay, I'll take him down, Evan.
Okay. Wow, this has got so much hair on it now, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Jesus. What is this one?
See, these are the guys that have fallen in line of duty.
Who is this old guy?
Really? Who is this old man? He's pointing out pictures on the wall. This guy is a douchebag.
Oh,
they had to go back in the record books.
Winter Park?
I think so.
I saw the motorcycle down in the lobby, I guess.
Yeah, that was Callan's. Yeah. He was struck by a reckless driver.
I ran into a guy that was a motorcycle cop out of California, and he did it for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Any accidents? No.
That's incredible.
I mean, how did that happen? I had a Honda 750 back in the 70s, and some old lady ran me off a 1792 into a median. That's it. I'm getting rid of this.
Yeah.
And back then, the population was only 500. Somewhere between 5 and 6. And just can't imagine 22, 23 million people on a motorcycle.
Not just that, but everybody's on their phones. Everybody's listening to, there's so much more distraction.
All right, so I guess I just wait to hear from you guys. What are these guys still doing? Waiting for the latest.
Wow.
Cultures? Thank you. All right.
before you go, I can't leave because you guys have impounded my car and my medications are in my car.
Oh my
I need
God.
them.
Okay.
You hear this bitch? You're going to hear her ask about her damn medications over and over and over. Yeah, it is like a little marathon. We're going to get these all out today. You impounded my car and I need my medications.
Where are they at in the car?
Front passenger seat.
Or like they're sitting on the front passenger seat?
Yeah, I don't know if they're on the seat or on the floor, but they're inside of a plastic bag. I just need the plastic bags. It's got a rainbow clear medication, like a month-long medication box.
Okay.
Separated by days.
Okay.
I need that in order for me to do anything.
Okay.
And then there's a pill bottle in there. Just bring the whole bag of medications.
Let me go see what I can do, okay? I know it's sealed because we're processing it forensically. Is there any other way you can get a hold of this medication?
By going back to my house, but that's also sealed by forensics.
It's also sealed by forensics.
Oh, when?
Okay. Let me see what the best avenue is.
I have already...
Go ahead.
Detective Andrews has already gone in there, and I told him I need my meds, but let me see what I could do. So I don't know if you guys will tag team it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll tag team. I'll let you know as soon as possible.
Tag team it?
Well, yeah, for the medicine.
Tag team it?
Real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so give me 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so that concludes all of them with Sterns. We're going to start a new live. I'm not going to go through the whole dance it out. I'm going to go over and start it immediately. So I just want to have them in separate streams just for playback purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one, and I will be live again in about 20 seconds. Thanks, you guys, for listening, and please leave your comments if you are replay crew. Our next live stream is going to be Jenn Soto and Stephan, both of theirs.